What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Skeleton Closet, and I am here with another video today, and we are gonna get into a couple different things. A couple different things have happened between this weekend and today. All right, some of the things that we have already been talking about, I want to get you guys caught up on. One of those things being Bachelor Nation drama. So if you guys don't remember, I predicted a couple different things in my last video about The Bachelor. So we got to get into that because the new episode aired last night. But also, we learned some things from the Alexander Wang situation and what's going on. It seems that that might be resolved, buttoned up a little bit. And then we have to get into Basketball Wives and the drama that has continued from past episodes to this one. All right, so let's get into the video.
I'm gonna just run down my shout outs. The dun dun.
All right, so first up, we have to talk about The Bachelor and what's going on in Bachelor Nation. It seems like everybody has put the racist controversy to bed, and we're moving on to just focusing what is happening on the episodes. All right, so what it seems like to me is that I was right. All right. It looks like Bree goes home. Okay. We saw that Bree goes home, who I thought was one of the most beautiful women on this season. All right. She was so sweet. I thought that they had the most in common, considering how they both come from single parent households. But she is sent home ultimately because Matt feels like he does not have as good of a connection with her as he has with the other girls. And we see in next week's preview that Michelle and Rachel meets his mom, but I do have another prediction, okay? I predict, and what I can see from the previews is that Michelle is gonna go home, okay? I think I said that in my previous video as well. And Rachel is going to get the final rose. People are saying that there's some drama with her receiving the final rose, that they have a conversation, that his father shows up and something happens with Matt where he feels or is having second thoughts. And he doesn't necessarily have his final date with Rachel, but ultimately she still finds herself getting the final rose. But he doesn't propose, there isn't a promise ring, there isn't anything like that, and they move on with their relationship. Now, we know now that there's this racial controversy, and remember, the season has already been filmed, so they were already living in bliss, if you will, and all this information came up on social media. So I believe around Valentine's Day that the blogs are reporting, they broke things off because Matt didn't know how to proceed with the relationship after hearing all of this drama. And like I said, she is trying to win back not only the public's favor, but his favor as well. Because what would it look like if Matt has his arm around this girl that is potentially racist? Okay, so Rachel is trying to button all that up, but also win back over Matt. We won't know what the status of their relationship is until they air this final rose ceremony and the live special comes on after. What I think happens is Rachel and Matt are still working on their relationship, and they're going to talk about it on the show. They're also going to address the racist controversy, and I'm sure that she's going to continue to apologize for her past actions. We'll just have to see exactly what happens, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. We'll just have to see what happens on March 15th when that episode airs. Now, moving on to Alexander Wang and the allegations that he's been facing. If you all remember, I did a story about him having allegations about him with misconduct and some sexually charged allegations, okay? Some people are saying that he pulled their pants down in the club. Some people were saying that he was inappropriate with them. And if you all remember, Lisa Bloom was the lawyer that was representing, I believe, the 11 men that was raising allegations against Alexander Wang. And it looks like the two or the parties have come to an agreement because Lisa Bloom issued a statement on Twitter yesterday saying, "We have met with Alexander Wang and his team. My clients had the opportunity to speak their truth to him and express their pain and hurt. We acknowledge Mr. Wang's apology and we are moving forward. We have no further comment on this matter. Now, just from that statement, it's pretty clear that Alexander Wang didn't want this to go on any further. He met with those people, or Lisa Bloom and her clients, and offered them what he had, and that is money. I'm pretty sure Alexander Wang paid these people off just to make sure that this goes away and he never has to deal with this again. Now, Alexander Wang issued a statement saying, "A number of individuals have come forward recently to raise claims against me regarding my past personal behavior. I support their right to come forward, and I've listened carefully to what they had to say. It was not easy for them to share their stories, and I regret acting in a way that caused them pain. While we disagree on some of the details of these personal interactions, I will set a better example and use my visibility and influence to encourage others to recognize harmful behaviors. Life is about learning and growth, and now that I know better, I will do better." He apologizes. He says that they are moving forward and he's going to set a better example. It is pretty clear that these people were paid off, and this is the end of this matter, because after months of allegations and months of social media posts from every blogger in the fashion world, the cases are just miraculously gone. These allegations are just fixed with an apology. No. You know, and I know that that is not the case. We all know what's happening here. Money is definitely at play. And you know what? If that is what settles the dispute between these people, so be it. But I have to say that this is something that happens when there are sexual assault allegations or misconduct allegations between famous people and people that don't have much notoriety. And I have to mention how damaging it is to this movement when all that happens after you have made such egregious allegations about people is for them to just go away. Is that the type of accountability that we want from the people that actually commit these crimes to other people? Do you think that the people that are actually harmed, not to say that they didn't face any type of trauma from these interactions, but I have to mention how difficult now it's going to be for other people and other victims to be believed when this happens, and the only way that it's solved is with money or with a social media apology. I don't know for a fact that these people were paid off, but what I am insinuating is that these people received payments for this to go away. So moving on from that, glad we were able to get that buttoned up. We don't have any more skeletons to drag out. Nobody else is spilling any more tea on Alexander Wang. We got to get into Basketball Wives because another episode aired last night, and it seems like we're going to be talking about the issue of colorism for the rest of the season. It is pretty apparent that OG has made it her mission to hijack this season. Everybody has a difference of opinion on whether or not OG experienced colorism. But this episode, we learned that OG has not only experienced colorism, but she has experienced racism in her past. She recalls an incident when she was in elementary school and a teacher said some very hurtful things to her, and she breaks down while talking about it. As well, Jackie and Malaysia have a conversation. We don't know the extent of the conversation because that's when the episode ends. As well, two new girls are introduced. I believe they are twins. I cannot recall their names at this very moment, but it looks like these are going to be some fresh faces to see on the rest of the season. I'm sure they'll pop in and out. The girls are doing this retreat at these two separate mansions right now where they're talking and trying to work through their issues. Again, Malaysia and Jackie are trying to work on their thing. OG and the rest of the girls are trying to come somewhere in the middle to understand what OG went through in the past that concerns racism and colorism. Everybody has been talking about whether OG has experienced colorism or not on this show. Past Basketball Wives have chimed in and gave their 2 cents about what have happened to them. And again, I personally don't think OG has experienced colorism. I think people just have their favorites and the people that they are closer to on the show. Shawnee definitely shows favoritism to the other girls, and I just think people don't like OG. That might be a little difficult for her to accept. Her feelings might be hurt a little bit, but I don't think that it has anything to do with colorism. Now, as you can see on this past episode, they're even insinuating that Jackie is crazy because of the way that she acts and the way that she talks about things. Again, I don't think that this is an issue of colorism. I think this is an issue of favoritism. But forget all that, all right? This show needs to either be canceled, all right? Or they just need to clear the whole cast, all right? Do a clean sweep and start over. Again, Shawnee needs to just executive produce the show. She needs to step back. Maybe keep Jackie. She's the only basketball wife that is married and lives in LA, if I'm not mistaken. The new girls like Liza, where we continuously hear about her relationship with Lamar, even on this episode, we learn more about that relationship, and I think that's her only storyline. What else do these girls have to offer to this show? Something needs to happen so that the show can be more entertaining, because at this point, it's them rehashing the same thing over and over again. They're going to let OG hijack the whole season, and we're not actually going to see any of them do anything differently. I live for the day when they're not filming in these two separate mansions. Granted, I understand that this is the time of COVID, but even the girls of Real Housewives of Atlanta had to film during COVID, and their show is doing just fine. They had one of the best episodes during COVID. They've been a lot more creative when filming and making the show better. So again, I think Shawnee should just refocus her time to executive producing and maybe bring another girl on as an executive producer or a producer. Just do something differently, because what's happening now is not working. I don't know about y'all. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. I'm bored with this season. Are you bored as well? Also, let me know what you think about this colorism issue. I definitely want to hear your opinions as well. Tell me what you think about Alexander Wang. Did he pay these men off? As well, do you think I'm right about the Bachelor Nation and who will get the final rose? Let me know all of that down in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button so that I can know how you felt about today's video. But as well, hit that subscribe button so that you can join us in the closet and be a part of the fam. And again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.